Absolutely delighted. We're here. Oh, in this country club for the first time in history of our club.
Get another row, lads. Get another row. Pass, lads, pass. Lads, did he move along the front there? Come on, lads. Drop down, that's it. Well on, guys. Well on. Well on. Yeah. More, guys. More, lads. What's your turn? Come on, lads. Pull off the top, lads. Pull off the top.
He's picking this up at the moment.
The fullback line on the right, Max Kidney, fullback, Mike Delanys, and on the left corner, Max Martin. The halfback line on the right, Mike Delanys, centre back, Sean Barrett, and on the left, Noel Forman. Centre field, number 8, Johnny Keeley, and number 9, Jason Barrett. The half-forward line on the right wing, John Rhodes.
Well, as Carrigtwohill and Delanys do their final pre-match warm-up, Kieran O'Driscoll, who was with us a week ago and watched a fascinating and enthralling game, joins me in commentary again. Kieran, what do you make of the prospects for this afternoon's game?
Yeah, if we have a game anything like as good as the last day, we'd be absolutely thrilled with the game today. People all around the country were talking about the game last week, and the excitement and the tension up to that last minute point. James Egan hitting off his left from a very, very narrow angle. Delanys dominating the first half, and then Carrigtwohill coming along and dominating the second. The game of two halves. I would have said that the youth paid off for Carrigtwohill in the second half. You know, when they needed the extra energy, they seemed to have it. The big men then in the first half dominated for Delanys. John O'Driscoll and Mark McAlely, and I would have said the Eagans were very, very good all the way through. Kevin Egan had a fantastic second half. If we can have a game today played with the same spirit, determination, and I have to say sportsmanship, John, it was a pleasure to look at from a spectator point of view.
From a Carrick point of view, of course, the interesting situation is that Shawnee Barry is out, but they've probably strengthened the team the way they've lined up, with Jason Barrett coming into midfield and Seamus Collins, of course, regaining a starting berth at top of the right. It looks a stronger team probably than a week ago which started, Kieran.
Yes, and that's no reflection on Sean Barrett, because I'm sure if he was not injured he would be playing today. But Jason Barrett had to come in. I was kind of a bit surprised that he wasn't started the last day. He came on in the semi-final and scored 3 points, very, very effective as a substitute coming on. Bit disappointed that they didn't start him, but I suppose it goes with the old adage, if it isn't broke, don't bother trying to fix it, and they felt like, you know, that they were on a running streak and they weren't going to change their starting lineup. That proved maybe to be incorrect from a Carrigtwohill point of view, because when Jason Barrett came on, he really turned the game again for them. And Seamus Collins had got a beautiful point in the second half, and a very, very effective player, you know, more known as a footballer than a hurler, but a very talented man to have in any team.
So much to look forward to in a couple of minutes' time here in Carrigtwohill. Right now it's the case of sampling the final few minutes before the throw-in in this permanent TSB Intermediate Hurling Championship final. It's the pre-match parade behind the Castle Lions pipe band, a rather depleted looking band, but they have their 6-year-old in there as well, probably dwarfed amongst the raincoats this afternoon. I'm sure one of the youngest band members in the country. He's in there, and what an honour it is for him to lead around the teams of Carrigtwohill and Delanys for this Intermediate Championship Showpiece 2002. The throw-in very shortly now will be upon us, but I suppose it's a case really of the final few minutes, the nerves, the tension, the excitement and the pre-match atmosphere here. And it's a moment, I'm sure, a proud moment for Sean O'Farrell to lead Carrigtwohill around. Remember, Katrina already the queen of the roads. I wonder, will Sean be the king of Carrigtwohill this evening? It's Carrigtwohill against Delanys, the pre-match parade in the 2002 Intermediate Hurling Championship final.
Well, the way things have changed in the world of communication, they're very out in the bush in Australia. It is like Nolan Foley from Kilmanastra, and he has his sister here on the sideline, texting him out exact details of what's happening. And well, there is, you know, Foley is to communicate with the Sebastian seconds. Well, one of his players going to be Canadian or not. But if the big jump up is going to be on his way to Kilmanastra, he might decide to play home or some sort of
But you can talk away there.
I keep this with me and I'll tell you what happened to me when I got off for the match. Is that okay?
You're fine, yeah.
You can answer, son.
I'll be ringing you all myself and I'll
So then Carrigtwohill and Delanys about to go into their respective positions for the start of this championship match. It's been a dull, overcast day with quite a lot of rain around overnight in Cork and early morning as well, but thankfully that eased off somewhat. There's just a very, very small scattering of very healthy supporters across at the open stand side of the field. The majority of the attendance, probably maybe 4,500 beneath us here in the covered stand. This, of course, the main event following Oliver Plunkett's win in the Junior B County Final a little earlier on this afternoon. Gone are the days when teams go into the corner forward to midfield to full back before the anthem. These days it's all about the pre-match huddle. In Carrigtwohill's situation, it's a case of keeping a straight line. In Delaney's case, well, maybe it's a bit of a closer huddle. The national anthem and county intermediate hurling final day 2002.
Get the score screen from all over the place now. Southeast, New Hallow, Avondale, 121. East Cork, Delanys, I thought it was. I presume he is.
Good response, and that's something typical of the tournament. Yes, that's highlight.
Yeah, much better picture today. What was wrong with that left there was this
Just on long, yeah. Yeah,
Jim McCowan of Erogue is again your match referee this afternoon. Carrigtwohill attacking the city end in the first half. Delanys will be playing towards the Blackrock end. They're favoured by any particular breeze that's blowing this afternoon. It was stronger certainly all around during the course of the early stages of the first match. Just looking at the tricolour now, if anything, it seems to be going almost diagonally into the corner. Jim McCowan checking then with both sets of midfielders, just looking around to make sure everything is in order. They're keen, they're eager. See Paul Finnegan switching sides with Decky Collins before the start of the match again in the half-back line from a Delaney's point of view. This championship replay is on the way, and James Egan on the ball, and he sees plenty of daylight. A shot by Egan. What a start by James Egan. 7 seconds I timed that one at. That is incredible. James Egan shot like a bolt of lightning out of the traps, popped the ball over the band for a moment. Maybe he might have a goal on his mind. Kieran O'Driscoll, what a start.
That's the fastest score I have ever seen from the start of a game. I would say, as you said, seconds, and the speed that he went through. I thought for 1 second he was going to go for goal, but he blasted it over the gar. A fantastic start. Maybe not as good as they had the last day when they dominated the first half, but the omens are good, very good, especially for James Egan.
Yes, another one of the Egans on the ball. Kevin Egan. There is Jason Barrett. What can we expect? A big performance from Jason today, as always. Paul Finnegan tries to get on the ball. Away it goes to Niall McCarthy. Michael Fitzgerald behind him. Niall McCarthy battles for it. Jason Barrett there as well. Noel Furlong gets his first touch there. Grabbed very quickly there by John O'Driscoll. Half blocked down. Derek Healy comes in for Carrigtwohill. O'Driscoll comes back again. Back it'll go to the cornerback. First taste of the action for that very competent cornerback, Mark Nolan. He loses the ball. My goodness, Delaney's really, really pumped up for this match. John O'Driscoll is fouled, and there's going to be a free to James Egan of Delaney's. It's amazing because most of the people during the week reckoned that Delaney's had lost their chance, and Carrigtwohill, well, the fact that they came back from such a deficit in the first half was going to favour them, but the way Delaney's have started, they really have knocked down a marker very, very early. As I say that too, a missed opportunity though from James Egan. He hit that free left of the post and wide. A point and no score then. That lightning score by James Egan very, very early on in the contest. The difference between the teams.
Against Carrigtwohill. Your big match commentator, John Cashman.
Yes, we welcome listeners across the city and county. Glad you can join us here on 103 FM. In the county, 102.6 in the city. County Intermediate Hurling Championship final replay day here in Carrigtwohill. We've played 2 minutes, and I can tell you after 7 seconds of play, James Egan got a point for Delaney. Straight out of the traps, it was from play. Fascinating sight to see Egan running forward, pop the ball over the bar. Carrigtwohill with 2 changes. Sean Barry injured and Frank Flannery are out of the team, so they've brought in Jason Barrett to midfield and also given a start to Seamus Collins at top of the right. Delanys with the same 15 as last week. Paul Finnegan at wing back with Niall McCarthy. Finnegan goes back as Delanys play with breeze advantage towards the City end in the first half. Tries to get away from Niall McCarthy. The presence of Niall McCarthy tries to make it a bit awkward there. Barry Egan has started at midfield for Delanys, but he loses the ball to Seamus O'Farrell, who thought he got the match run a week ago. Back it goes to Kevin Egan. What a powerhouse he was. Now the team captain Sean O'Farrell. Right into the corner he goes, the left corner there. Ball goes away from him though. Picked up by Paul Crowley, the cornerback of Delanys. Tries to clear the ball out. Fouled Michael Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald got on the ball. And as a result, a free to Carrigtwohill and a chance for Fitzgerald himself to pop the ball over the bar and cancel out that early Delaney score. Fascinating record for Michael Fitzgerald. He's done very well in recent championship action. From a point of view, he's got a goal and 5 average in the last 3 championship matches for Carrigtwohill. Is this his opening point of the final? It's left uncharacteristically and it's wide. We'll call the 15th to JJ Barry's their goalie for Carrigtwohill. Niall Kidney, Michael Barry, Mark Nolan the full back line. Noel Gubbins, Sean Barrett, Noel Folling, the rejinked half back line. Derek Healy and Jason Barrett, the combination that finished last week, starts this week. John Roach, Seamus O'Farrell, Niall McCarthy in the half forward line, Seamus Collins, the captain, Sean O'Farrell, and Michael Fitzgerald at top of the left. Delaney's team to follow after Vincent O'Brien's puck out lands down the field. I can see Padraig O'Connell, he's over there, and Georgie Healy. O'Connell doesn't get on the ball though. It's cleared out that cornerback by Niall Kidney of Carrigtwohill. Up the far side of the field, Kevin Egan runs across the half back line. Seamus Collins is there instead of him, tries to lob the ball just into the corner for Sean O'Farrell. Back there is Ronan Foley, the cornerback, and he just dispatches the way out to his team captain Declan Collins. Down to Derek Healy at midfield, thought about driving it first time but then started a stall run. A pacey player Healy. Up it goes to Seamus Collins at top of the right from the area where he almost got a wonderful point last week. Back to Derek Healy, a bit complicated from a Carrigtwohill point of view, and Ronan Foley just comes in, cuts the ball out, drives it down the line to Noel Gubbins. Out over the sideline there, and it will be a sideline to Carrigtwohill. That Delaney's team. Vincent O'Brien's their goalie, Paul Crowley, Rory O'Mahony, Ronan Foley's their last line. Declan Collins and Paul Finnegan have switched. So Finnegan on the right, Collins on the left, Kevin Egan between them, Barry Egan and James Cooney in the middle, Padraig O'Connell, John O'Driscoll and James Egan, Georgie Healy, Mac McElhenney and Mark O'Driscoll. Now James Egan has actually changed wings with Padraig O'Connell. It's a free rather than a sideline to Carrigtwohill. It will be Derek Healy that will take it. 70 yards out from goal, just a yard in from the sideline. Dropped in very, very high, but just right and wide. Ciara O'Driscoll is here to observe the action with me this afternoon. We've played 5 minutes, still recovering from a pulsating Jura B match in which Oliver Plunkett's won 11 points to 10. That was a great game, Kieran, and this promises much.
Yeah, that was a great game, and I was delighted for Oliver Plunkett. You know, they showed that there's a lot of hurling in West Cork and a lot of spirit, and no, that's due in a lot of cases to Micheál Holland and the people around Oliver Plunkett. But in this game, we've had 3 wide so far, and there are 3 frees that have been sent wide. A fabulous opening score by James Egan, and I would have to say, if the last game was a game of getting to know you, I think today's game will be getting to know you a lot better. I think we'll have a lot more physical game today.
Serious stuff as Delaney's look for another score. JJ Barry comes out by his near post, grabs it well, then a quick glance up the field to see Niall McCarthy funneling back from wing forward to try and pick up the ball. His wing back, Noel Folling will assist him there. Jason Barrett comes in, tries to pull on the ball. First time James Cooney and Barry Egan around there as well. Goes away to Niall McCarthy. McCarthy now pulls in it. Shawnee Fall will run out. Paul Crowley's there from cornerback. Oh, that's good cornerback play. That's good defending by Crowley. Away to Declan Collins. Declan Collins at left half back. Hooked as he tried to clear the ball down the field by John Roach. Then gets the ball down to the DNG area again. It's batted down around the full back position. The cornerback is Mark Nolan of Carrigtwohill. Good defence by Nolan. Ahead of Mark O'Driscoll. Clears the ball out the field to Noel Gubbins. Now wearing 5, playing on the right hand side of the defence as opposed to the left where he started last week. George Healy is over there with him as well, and so is Padraig O'Connell. The Carrigtwohill man clears it out, but only at the springs of a sideline. And after 6.5 minutes of play here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, it still is just that point after 7 seconds of play by James Egan that's dividing the teams. 112 Carrigtwohill, 2-9 Delanys. It finished a week ago in a welter of excitement. Today the 40th match in the Intermediate Hurling Championship 2002. Who will bring home the cup? The Seamus Long Cup. Delanys would welcome it to Dublin Hill with open arms. Carrigtwohill, eager beaver, want to bring it east one more time again. sideline cut was taken quickly. As a result, the ball went back very quickly, but there was a foul on a Carrigtwohill play by Georgie Healy. There's going to be a free out, and it will be Jason Barrett to take it. Barrett will strike a lot of the dead ball just behind the 50-yard line as he looks up the field. Well, a little ahead of it now because he brings the ball up a little closer, in fact almost to the 70 as he strolls up there to put the ball on the deck there. Healy and Barrett, the new look partnership at midfield for Carrigtwohill. Barrett, well, he'll do a job for you wherever you play him. Derek Healy, very competent corner forward, a man that got a couple of vital scores in the championship but brought out to midfield and helped swing the tide a week ago. This is the free from Jason Barrett. Carrigtwohill looking for their first score in around the house. The full back and the full forward together. The full back foul, the full forward, says the referee. Indication is it's going to be a free in. I didn't see a lot of contact on that, Kieran, but it looks like a free in to Carrick.
Yes, and I think Kevin Egan was quite disappointed with that. I think he's still arguing with the referee. And in 9 cases out of 10, when there's a ball dropping into a square, John, the referee usually wouldn't give the free in. He'd more than likely give a free out. But I think maybe a bravery out of this one. I would say he'll tap this ball over the bar.
Michael Fitzgerald from the 21 does tap it over the bar. Carrigtwohill are on the board. They took a while to get going last week in the original match. They've got going today after 8 minutes of play. It's a point from their leading scorer, Michael Fitzgerald. 8 minutes gone in it. Carrigtwohill a point and Delanys a point here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. But such a busy day. We'll be bringing you scores right, left and centre from the city and county right across this afternoon, because there's such a lot of action in this very, very busy Gaelic game Sunday. Cork City and Derry drew 0-0. That's done and dusted from early on today. From the puck out, it's a free in the middle of the field to Carrigtwohill, and Jason Barrett again standing over the sliotar here. Carrier, of course, hope to bring the cup east for the 4th time in 6 years. Remember, Cloyne and Castlelyons and Killa have all achieved that feat. Cloyne in 97 at the expense of Delanys. Just on halfway, Jason Barrett to try and put Carrick ahead here. 8 minutes 45 seconds gone in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. This is Barrett free, strikes it off his left, lobs in, high, good, says the umpire over the bar. Carrigtwohill lead courtesy of a classy strike from Jason Barrett. The O'Fall family, Katrina, remember, Queen of the Roads in Ballincorrig. I'm sure she's here this afternoon. The O'Farrell clan, well, they'll be here in force. It will be a proud day if Shamie and Shawnee combined. And Shawnee brought the cup home to Carrigtwohill, but nobody minds in Carrigtwohill or Delanys who gets the scores, who works the magic. Just as long at the end of the hour, the cup is going in their direction. This is Vincent O'Brien. Remember his marvellous save a week ago. Sean Barrett goes for it with Mark McElhinney. McElhinney gets a touch on it. Behind it goes to Derek Barrett, to Derek Healy. Up the line it goes again. There's the cornerback again, Paul Crowley. He's a competent cornerback, this guy. Out he comes from right cornerback to lob the ball down. It's batted down in the cornerback position by Niall Kidney. Away to Noel Gubbins. Up around the middle of the park again. Brought down tastedly there at the far side of the field by Jason Barrett. Nice strike over his head to put him on the attack again. Paul Finnegan goes back to go forwards. Didn't saw the danger and just whipped on the ball first time. Noel Farlang and Barry Egan fascinating sight as they run for the ball. Noel got there first, but Barry came behind. Stole the ball away from him. Started a sole run from his own 70. He's 70 yards out from goal. Shot the grip on the Holly. Dropped it down to the edge of the square below. Who's below? Lucky on the edge of the square. It's that man, Mark McElhinney. He gets the ball inside. Niall Kidney will have to defend for his life on the near post. He did just that, the cornerback. Out it goes, out to Georgie Healy. Scoring chance for Georgie Healy. 50 yards out from goal. In around the house, and a goal opportunity for Padraig O'Connell. Just diverted away the other side of the upright. A couple of half chances there of the opening goal of the match for Delanys. They struck 2 in the first half last week, and Kieran, they threatened danger there.
Yes, they did, John, and it's a fabulous. The standard of hurling is absolutely brilliant today for at the moment anyway. Conditions aren't the greatest for hurling. Last week people were around in their shirt sleeves there and their overcoats today, but like for the conditions, the hurling is very, very good. I have to say, at the moment, to me, by far the best player on the field is Jason Barrett, and that augurs very well for Carrigtwohill today. That time Mark McElhinney hit a beautiful ball in, and there could have been a goal for Delanys, but overall, John, it's a pleasure to look at this game.
Low scoring final, but highly entertaining after 11 minutes. Carrigtwohill leading Delanys by 2 points to 1. It's Sean Barrett, 70 yards out from goal, who gets the ball, sends it into the corner. Out comes the cornerback, Paul Crowley, ahead of Michael Fitzgerald, getting the better of that duel so far. Down the right hand side of the field, it will be picked up there by James Egan, who just spins and turns and sends the ball further down the line to Mark O'Driscoll, wearing 15, but he normally operates on the right hand side of the attack. Being chased by Mark Nolan, now being chased as well by Jason Barrett. What work he's doing, that's just emphasising Kieran's point. Back as a second cornerback, winning the ball, sending it back up to his midfield partner. That was Derek Healy, but it was beaten by Barry Egan down to Niall McCarthy. McCarthy and James Egan together out over the sideline. The scores as they come in. The Southwest, the result of the Junior B football final. Barry Rowe won 11, St Mary's 11 points. and the southeast in the early stages there. A point to no score for Kinsale against Ballygavin after 6 minutes of play. Here we've played 12 minutes. A sideline to Carrigtwohill. Niall McCarthy 70 yards out from goal. We'll leave it to Jason Barrett. He's holding with supreme confidence. He wants to be involved. A main player, remember, for Cork Intermediates. Farry McKelly for the Cork minor team, for the Cork under 21 team. Stands to reason he should have a big influence in this company. Great sideline cut into the hand of Sean O'Fall. 35 yards out from goal. Being chased and being harried there by James Cooney. The shot is coming in from O'Fall, but the shot is not successful. It's left and wide. James Cooney made it a little bit awkward for the big bully full forward who travelled out from goal. Rory O'Mahony left him drift out a bit, but the shot of O'Fall was not successful. Delanys beat Glen Rovers, of course, 9 points to 8, just to get their season going, really, with that late point by Barry Egan. Impress scoring 24 points against Trachton, 113 to 111 against Ahabollock, and then that fascinating, thrilling, nerve-tingling semi-final, 212 to 113 against Cossey Rovers. The left-hand side of the attack is the projected target. That's Padraig O'Connell from Vincent O'Brien's Holly. Persistence being shown by two Carrigtwohill men right out on the sideline, 70 yards out from their own goal, and Diarmuid Kevin just sounds the whistle for a moment there, and it's going to be a clash ball, open stance side the field, 70 yards out from the Carrigtwohill goal there, and a couple of players going in with eager intent there to try and contest it over there. Every ball being contested here with 100% effort here, as you would expect in a decider. Padraig O'Connell, beaten by Niall Kidney, strikes the ball away, picked up by John O'Driscoll. Where will he look? Left, right, maybe off his left now. Shot goes in, umpire looks, signals, and indicates the equaliser. A point struck over in fine fashion from way out the field by John O'Driscoll. He was covered on his right, thumbed on his left, and that's a sweet strike by John O'Driscoll. And the key between O'Driscoll and Barrett, well, it could be a key to the destination of this title, Kieran.
That's correct, and that's what happened last week when John O'Driscoll dominated the first half. Delanys dominated the first half. He wasn't so obvious in the second half, hence Carrigtwohill came back in the game. But I think the main reason they came back into the game was Jason Barrett, and he had a fabulous start for them today.
A great strike by Barry Egan to put Delanys on the attack again. First time pull out over the sideline though, beating Mark O'Driscoll and Mark Nolan at sideline to Carrigtwohill in the cornerback position. Dick Matches tells us in Avondhu, the under-21 hurling final, Ballyhay comfortably in control, 2-12 to 2 points against Kilworth. That's half-time in that match here, a long way out from half-time at this stage. 14 and a half gone, 4 points in the match, 2 apiece at the moment. Carrigtwohill, Shamey O'Fall to Niall McCarthy at wing forward. McCarthy motors up the left-hand side of the field, and two Delanys players stand in his way, make life very, very difficult for him. Shut him out eventually, and the hand pass departed away to James Cooney will result in a free out to the men of Delanys, and a chance for them to get motoring again. And it's Kevin Egan who's discarded that white helmet very quickly in this contest again, about 52-53 yards out from his own goal. He hurled absolutely splendidly last week. Some tremendous hurling in the closing quarter by Kevin Egan helped Delanys to conjure up a late challenge again. Egan drops the ball down to the edge of the square, battled away by Michael Barry out the far side of the field, pulling it in Noel Gubbins. He'll get the second connection, he'll get the ball in the hand, he'll clear it up the field, lob it up. Shamey O'Fall start coming for a long way. Watch the flight of the ball, got it in the hand, hit it from 60 yards out and put Carrigtwohill ahead again. Smart direct hurling by Carrigtwohill. Good defensive play initially, good reach by Seamus O'Fall, a good turn, getting the better of Kevin Egan with a 5 point.
Yeah, that's a great score for Seamus. He was very quiet the last day, and Niall McCarthy also pretty quiet the last day. But Seamus today has shown it with a lovely point there that he's up for it today. Niall there when they go had a ball, and was very well marked by the Delaney backs, and they're not giving him any freedom for Cork Senior. He hasn't been able to star in any one of the games so far.
3-2 at the moment instead of in favour of Carrigtwohill. When we go to mid-Cork in a moment, if this attack just filters out to the far side of the field. Kilnamartyr 1-9. It's Grana 8 points, 17 minutes gone in the second half. We'll have the conclusion of it. Remember, Kilnamartyr never ever won that title. Declan Collins for Delaney's team that never won this intermediate title. Down to the edge of the square. Mark Nolan is there covering the tread of Mark McElhinney, who drifted in there from full forward. And Mark O'Driscoll down there. Clears on, he finds Georgie Healy. Very awkward angle, 25 yards out from goal. Ambitious to go for the score. Not successful from the Delaney's man there. It's gone away left and wide. The shape of the team, well, it hasn't really changed that much. O'Connell is at top of the left. for Delanys. O'Driscoll top of the right, that's Mark McElhinney between them. John O'Driscoll centre forward, James Egan right half forward, Georgie Healy left half forward, Barry Egan, James Cooney in the middle of the field, Kevin Egan behind him at centre back. They name Kevin Egan sometimes at midfield, but he rarely plays there, always plays in defence. 16.5 minutes gone, it's 3 to Carrigtwohill, 2 to Delanys here in this highly entertaining permanent TSB Intermediate Hurling Championship final. Replays James Egan on the ball from the puck out, loses it to John Roach. Tidy pick up by John Roach, didn't strike the ball with any conviction, mishitted. It'll go away to James Cooney. Cooney gives it away at the far side of the field to James Egan there, who stayed deep to try and gather possession there, then lost his way a little bit. His immediate marker Noel Furlong followed him over there, won the ball, got it inside. Rory O'Mahony got a better shot off foul, sent it out the field. Kevin Egan pulled on it, Derek Healy went for it, still has a bit of support behind him, didn't collect it but gave it to Derek Barrett. Barrett withstands the challenge of 2 Delanys players, strikes it off his left from 53 yards out, and a glorious point by Jason Barrett. He's got the score his performance deserved. 1 from 3, 1 from play by Jason Barrett. There's a real touch of class about this guy in the middle of the field, with Delanys have plenty of classy operators again. When the occasion arises, certainly James Egan has the ability and the presence to look a really class operator on defence. It's a fascinating contest. Carrigtwohill going better than they were at this juncture last week, though, leading by 4 points to 2. We have greetings from for people all around the world to come in a moment. We'll give it those in a moment. Vincent O'Brien's puck out. Carrick get the break of the ball again. Shamie O'Fallon's on the ball. We'll try and step around Kevin Egan. 60 yards out from goal. Looked away to his left. Tried to tread the ball through. Paul Finnegan was in the way. Then the touchback fortuitously reached Paul Crowley, the cornerback. He fired down the ball the right hand side of the field. Noel Furlong went up, brought it down, didn't get clean possession. James Cooney come in, stepped in, got it from a Delaney's point of view, lobbed it down, but JJ Barry runs out to the edge of the small square. The ball hopped once, it came into his hand. He cleared it back up to the middle of the park again. Nice overhead strike by Michael Fitzgerald. Inside to the corner forward, Seamus Collins. The cornerback Ronan Foley's out ahead of him. Collins made it difficult, but another Collins gets it. It's Declan Collins at left half back. Declan, the captain of Delaney's, down to Mark Nolan, the cornerback, to Sean Barrett in the centre back position. Barrett pokes the ball away. It'll come to George Healy. A chance for Delanys to get on the board again. Strong challenge coming in by Niall Kidney. Free into Delanys. Southeast, that's football of course. 1-2 to Ballygarvan, a point to Kinsale after 17 minutes of play in that one. What about those greetings? I am told Billy Power, Carrigtwohill's greatest supporter for many, many years. He's listening to us at home this afternoon. Hello to you, Billy. I'm told by the cameraman Billy Deneen here this afternoon that his daughter Kim and Emily Bourne are currently listening to us in France. And I have another one from a long ways away after we see this shot going in, and that's a highly disappointing finish from a Delaney's point of view. It was struck in, and certainly that's a very uncharacteristic strike off the Hully of an Egan. It came from the Hully of James Egan. He'll be disappointed with that. It's a bad miss from a Delaney's point of view. There's a temporary sub on the way for a moment, so we'll go to Eritrea in North Africa, where I know Peter Furlong is serving with the peacekeeping forces there. Very far away in North Africa. His brother Noel playing in this final this afternoon. He's tuned into us on www.103fm.ie. Temporary stop for Carrigtwohill. Go to the southwest. The junior football final there. On the way, 6 minutes. Ty McCorrick and Liam O'Mahunas. A point apiece at the moment. Just a temporary sub. Derek Healy off for a moment. And it is Paul McCarthy who made an introduction as a sub last week, who's in for Carrigtwohill at the moment. They lead by 4 points to 2 after 20 minutes of play in this final. Paul Finnegan for the Delanys. At right half back, Barry Egan whips the ball out over the sideline. The concession of a sideline, the opportunity for Carrigtwohill to mount another attack on the city goal. Premier Minor Football Final, 9 minutes gone. They started at 4 there, and St. Nick's hoping to win this in their centenary year, leading Ballincollig by 3 points to no score. Just a stone's throw from us here in Porky Creeve. That's in Porky Rain. This is Jason Barrett, 70 yards out from the Delaney's goal. 20.5 minutes gone here. Carrigtwohill leading Delaney's 4 points to 2. The sideline cut. He connects with it now to Niall McCarthy. Tidy pick up by Niall McCarthy. Tries to run around Paul Finnegan. The referee penalised him for barging through. Maybe a little drop of the Hully as well, says the referee. On the counter to the Delaney's man. Niall used his strength and power. He thought a good effect there, but illegally, so said the match referee Dermot Cowan. Carrigtwohill have reinstated Derek Healy at midfield, so Paul McCarthy only got about 60 seconds of a run out. He could be used a little later on. Free out to the Delaney's. Kevin Egan to take it in the centre back position. Long delivery down. The big man Mark McElhinney watched the flight of the ball, but it went into the hand of JJ Barry standing behind him, the Coolbarra. Out it went behind for a 65 as the goalkeeper attempted to clear it out. It's a 65 to the Delaney's.
Scores are scarce, Kieran. Carrigtwohill will be a lot happier than they were this time last week.
They will, but that doesn't take from the entertainment value, you know. That I'd like to see this game again, because I think you're getting honest effort from both teams. There's no free puck for anyone. Kevin Egan, you had a fabulous second half the last day. That time we had a great free from him, and I wouldn't be one bit surprised if he puts this ball over the bar again.
He did it last week, he should do it again this week. Breeze at his back, dead straight in front of the poles, drills it in, fires it over the bar. A point by Kevin Egan. There's only a puck of a slither between them. 4 points to Carrigtwohill. 3 it is to Delanys at the moment after 22 minutes of play here in Carrigtwohill. Delanys lost, of course, to Youghal in 93, St. Catherine's 94, Kilbrittain 95, Newcestown 96 and Cloy 97. Common denominator, they all went on to win the championship. If they were to lose today, it would be the 6th time in 10 years that they would have lost to the eventual winners of the championship. What a statistic. Maybe not, though. The ladies want to rectify that. 4 points to 3. They are point adrift at the moment. 8 minutes to go to the short whistle. This is Derek Healy out to Michael Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is at top of the left. Will he take on Paul Crowley? No, he'll look inside. Drilled it deliberately low on halves inside to Sean O'Farrell, who tried to get the ball ahead of Rory Manny. Has it now. Big Sean O'Farrell has the ball on the 21-yard line. Lost it, picked it up, shot and balanced out the last goal for the ladies with a point for Carrigtwohill. The strength, the power, the presence of Sean O'Farrell yielding a 5th point for the East Cork team. They lead the ladies by 5 points to 3. They are level after 24 minutes in Mid-Cork. Kilnamatra and Grenagh 1-9 apiece. There's tension and excitement there. Imagine being 6 minutes away from your first ever divisional junior title. It's in the melting pot. You'll hear the conclusion of it live in a couple of minutes' time. This is Vincent O'Brien with the puck out. Sean Barrett went for the ball. Dropping deep behind him was Podrick O'Connell, the Carrigtwohill man. Got the ball up the far side of the field. In possession over there again. It's driven inside now to a more central position. O'Farrell and Collins went for it. Sean O'Farrell tried to get it. Behind was Ronan Foley. His twin brother, remember, came on as a sub last week. That's Connor. Niall McCarthy chases off to the right hand side of the field for Carrigtwohill. The ball deflected off of the Delanys stick out over the sideline, and it will be a sideline for Carrigtwohill. John Roach probably to take it about 50 yards out from goal. Maybe Derek Healy or Derek Barrett. Those two midfielders love to get involved. Michael Fitzgerald traded places from left to right to pick the ball in. Took the shot very, very quickly. Unsuccessful outside the target and wide. The ladies, of course, beat Bishopstown, Mallow, Ballymartle and Youghal to reach that final when they lost by 5 points. That was 5 seasons ago now. They lost to Cloyne. That was in the 1997 final. Carrigtwohill this year getting the better of the Glen and Bandon. The Bars after replay. That was the only hiccup really. All straight wins apart from that. And Newcestown on the way to this final. 5-3 they lead at the moment. Paul Finnegan gets possession. Seamus O'Farrell hunts it out after the puck out from Vincent O'Brien. It's a sideline to Carrigtwohill. It's on halfway. It's drying up here in Carrigtwohill. O'Farrell and Niall McCarthy. Kieran, you've seen them. They've switched positions there. McCarthy going to a more central position.
Yes, I think Carrigtwohill want to bring McCarthy more into the game. At the same time, Kevin Egan had it up on Seamus O'Farrell, and I think it's a clever move. But don't be surprised if we have a very big game from Seanie O'Farrell today. He really seems up for it.
Michael Fitzgerald on the ball. He kicks, sends the ball up towards the full forward position. Opportunity inside for Seamus Collins. Ball just scrambled away. Can it be kept in play? Yet it can be by the corner back. Delaney's going through the most uncertain period in the full back line. John Roach has it. Back to Niall McCarthy from outside the semicircle. A 6 point for Carrigtwohill. Off the volley of Niall McCarthy, took up an intelligent position there and swung it over the bar from just outside the exclusion zone. A point for Niall McCarthy of Carrigtwohill, and Carrick leading now by double scores. 5 minutes to go to half time here. It's 6 points for Carrigtwohill, 3 points for Delanys, and this is Vincent O'Brien again, guarding the goal with some distinction all season for the men of Delanys. Here he is with the puck out, right hand side of the field. Noel Fallongstad coming from a long way. His hand well, the ball just was stolen away from by Delaney's stick. Seamus O'Farrell hunts back to get it. Paul Finnegan gets it. Delivery isn't very, very accurate. It runs and it runs out over the end line. And the puck out will be to JJ Barrett, who's been somewhat the quieter of the two goalkeepers in the first half, having been certainly the busy of the two a week ago in the 39th match in this championship 2002. This the 48th one. This a significant landmark. This a replay, of course. Last year it was a replay. East defeated North last season. Will it be East? Will it be the City to win this one? 4 minutes remaining here. 6-3 still in favour of Carrigtwohill. Great catch by Niall McCarthy, but the referee penalising the Carrigtwohill man and awarding a free out to Delanys from midway between the 50 and the 70. McCarthy, though, is making more of an impact, more of a presence there, Kieran, in the central position.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you on that one. I think that's a very shrewd move out of Carrigtwohill, because Shamey has benefiting from the move out to the wing, and Niall is seeing a lot more of the ball in the centre. Now, this is an opportunity for Kevin Egan. He'd want to do something for them because they're playing with the wind, and, you know, I would say Carrigtwohill are much, much happier with their position at the moment, playing against the wind.
So what can Egan do? It's going to be a long distance free from between the 50 and the 70. Remember the overall roll of honour, Carrigtwohill just not too far off the top of the pecking order with 4 titles. Glen Rovers leading the way with Clodovh and Redmonds up there with 7. This is Kevin Egan from Glen Rovers' neighbours, from Delanys. Shot left wide by Kevin Egan. 3 points cushion. Still for Carrigtwohill, a low-scoring final, a goal in this match. Well, it could be very, very crucial. It could thwart, it certainly could slant the destination of the Seamus Long Cup one way or another. Very early days yet, though. 3 minutes to go to half-time. JJ in the action again. The Carrigtwohill netminder, the left-hand side of the field, the cover stand side of the field. James Cooney for Delanys. Down to Mark O'Driscoll and Mark Nolan, the 2 Marks together. O'Driscoll has it, looked out the side of his eye, saw John O'Driscoll there. John used his strength there, gets away from Derek Healy, gets the ball, dangled the ball deep into the left corner. Niall Kidney should be there ahead of George Healy. He starts on the sole run, sharpened the grip, kicked it out, right-footed up the field. Who's going to come deep for it? Seamus Collins still trying to get into the game. Declan Collins cuts it out. Back to Ronan Foley at cornerback. Foley is there, being pursued, being hunted, being chased, being beaten by Seamus Collins. Collins on the ball, grounded, will have to battle back for it again. Foley and Collins, what a duel they're having. Now it's Collins again. He's on his knees, scrambling to try and keep the ball in play. Back to John Roach. 4 Delaney shots around them. Roach does brilliantly to hold on to the ball, to hand pass the ball back, to get the shot in, to put it over the bar. That's an excellent point. Excellent combination by the Carrigtwohill forward division there. Struck over the bar. In the end by John Roach. It was Michael Fitzgerald, in fact, who did the spade walk, did the borrowing, and it was John Roach who got the point. The 2 twin terrors look so much alike there in attack, with Fitzgerald, often known as a scorer, this time was provider. Did tremendous work there to give the ball to Roach, and a very snappy finish by John Roach. A 7 point for Carrigtwohill. Looking solid, looking composed, looking confident at the moment. 2 minutes to the break. Holding with a bit of confidence are Healy and Barrett in the middle of the park. Intercepted at the far side there by the Delanys man. Down the left-hand side of the field, Mark McElhinney will need to get into the match, maybe from a Delaney's point of view. Right now, Podger O'Connell is in the game on the top of the left position. Inside it goes to George Healy. Cuts inside Sean Barrett. Pulled down by Barrett. Free into Delaney's. Healy maybe had goal in his mind. Barrett said thou shalt not pass. It may necessitate a booking. There's certainly a ticking, maybe a booking for Sean Barrett, but it might have denied Delaney's a goal. That's crucially a psychologically vital time just before half-time. The yellow card, the expense of Sean Barrett, but certainly it might have denied him a goal as George Healy bears down on goal there. James Egan right now stands over the ball to take the free. 7 on the board for Carrigtwohill, 3 on the board for Delanys, 5 on the line for Carrigtwohill to try and prevent the threat of this goal. Would Egan consider going for a goal, I wonder? A little left of centre, maybe not. He looked at it for a long time, he tapped it over the bar. Kieran O'Driscoll, you shook your head from a long ways out there. I suppose they needed a score, but initially there was a good goal chance for George Healy.
Yeah, and I think he was quite correct at this stage, early stage in the game. You know, there isn't that much. There's only a score between the 2 teams now, and he was right to put the ball over the bar. I would have to say that Carrigtwohill are playing much, much better hurling at the moment, and I think Jason Barrett is the main cause for that. He's really dominating out along the middle of the field. Kevin Egan is getting more of a game now from Niall McCarthy, and what Delaney's really need is they need probably a goal before half-time.
We're almost in stoppage time as Sean Barrett mops up in the Carrigtwohill defence again, drops the ball up. Michael Fitzgerald climbed between 2 Delaney's players, brought the ball down, had one look, dropped the sliotar in, nothing the goalkeeper can do about that. Real precision, real class shown by Michael Fitzgerald. He did win well to jump in, to put a hand up between 2 Delaney's players there. Dropped the ball in and over the bar. An excellent point from Fitzgerald. And 8-1 for Carrigtwohill. They lead on double scores. 22 seconds of injury time played here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh in the first half. 8 points to Carrigtwohill. 4 points to Delanys. There's been a long wait in Carrigtwohill for this title. Remember the last success way back in 1950, a half hour between this and a 5th championship at intermediate level. George Healy on the ball, but this won't count because Delaney's man had been fouled a little further out the field, and James Egan will have this chance maybe for the last time in the first half to raise a flag from a Delaney's point of view. Egan, number 12, on the back of the famous green, white and gold shot from Dublin Hill. Left-handed, left-hand side of the post. No mistake from James Egan. It's 8 to Carrigtwohill. It's 5 to Delanys. Not much more left in this first half, I can tell you. We're well into the second minute of stoppage time here, and Carrigtwohill people at home and away, right around the world, I'm sure, still holding on to their hats here, wherever they're listening or eventually watching this rerun of this game. I'm sure savouring the atmosphere and the occasion of this 2002 Intermediate Hurling Championship final. Half-time has been called here in Portgreave. We're at the interval. It's been an entertaining first half. A first half without a goal, but a first half with plenty of excitement, plenty of entertainment, and a first half which has seen Carrigtwohill shot off to the dressing room, courtesy of a solid first half performance, leading the Delanys by 8 points to 5.
Coming to you any second job.
We know.
James Egan got the last point.
Yes, Carrigtwohill going to the dressing room here, leading by 8 points to 5. Pretty much deserving of it. They've been pretty much the better team in the first half. You left us with a leading by 5 points to 3. Then Niall McCarthy struck over a 6-point. Great combination play by Fitzgerald, Michael Fitzgerald and John Roach, resulted in Roach getting a 7-point for Carrigtwohill. James Egan has tagged on points number 4 and 5 for Delanys in between, and just before you joined us, a super point by Michael Fitzgerald at top of the left, grabbed the ball high in the air around 2 Delanys players, popped it over the bar. Carrigtwohill leading by 3 at half-time, Rory, in the replay of the permanent TSB Intermediate Hurling Championship final. Half-time, Carrigtwohill 8 points, Delanys 5 points. And Carrigtwohill, big match analyst Kieran O'Driscoll is with me again. Kieran, it looks like it's a status quo, no changes for other side for the second period.
No changes, John, and the last week Delanys were up 2 goals at a half-time. Now it's reversed, a goal up to Carrigtwohill, but will this time probably Delanys got the roasting at half-time when they've nothing to lose coming out in the second half. A lot of people that I was talking to at half-time felt that Carrigtwohill were going to go out maybe easy enough winners in this one, but you never know what can happen. A team might feel, look, they've nothing to lose. Delanys have been nearly there for so long. They've gone to the altar so often. Is this going to be their chance? They'll have nothing to lose in the second half, so I think they're going to go for it.
Tactically, Delaney seem to have reorganised a bit. They've sent John O'Driscoll, looks like going to midfield with James Cooney and Mark McElhenney. Well, where's he going to start the second half? Looks like it's centre forward with Mark O'Driscoll probably gone into play on the edge of the square. So a bit of chopping, a bit of changing around from a Delaney's point of view. Derek Barrett, keep calling him Derek Barrett. It's Jason Barrett, of course, and Derek Healy, the midfield partnership there for Carrigtwohill.
Yes, and they need to do the changes because Carrigtwohill did dominate the first half, you know, and they dominated very, very properly because they were the better hurling side. It can change though.
The latest in pro party in the international rules, but the latest from there is Ireland 45, Australia now 49. Now that they're down to 43 for the permanent TSB. Now to the early final replay, the ladies in action against Carrigtwohill. Once again, here's John Cashman.
Perfect timing as you return to Portgreave here, still 8 points to 5. We're inside the opening 30 seconds of the second period here, and Carrigtwohill, well, there have a cushion of 3 points, but it's very, very little in this championship game, and especially the history of these two in recent weeks. John O'Driscoll gone to midfield for Delanys in the second half. I can see there maybe shoulder to shoulder for a moment with Jason Barrett, although I see now he's just shoulder to shoulder with Sean Barrett for a moment. Let's see anyway as Delanys attack the city in the first half with a 3-point deficit to negotiate, and Porter O'Connell on the ball running across the 50-yard line, thought about taking on Jason Barrett, did take him on, cutting out to the right hand side of the field, inside in his left, he's hooked there so he got the shot in. Ball will break to John O'Driscoll, inside to George Healy in the corner. Mark Nolan and Sean Barrett are there defending the house for Carrigtwohill. Sean Barrett is on the ball. Does he lose as he tries to make his way out? Mark McElhenney there. Strong, powerful frame inside to Mark O'Driscoll on the edge of the square. The whistle had gone though before that passage of play evolved. It will be a free into the Delanys and a chance for them to trim back a point. Noticing that the Delanys man, as I see the programme opened here between Oliver Plunkett's. That's no help to me, lads. Okay, the previous match, but I noticed that James Egan has the helmet back on again. I've never seen a hurler that takes off and puts on the helmet so often during the course of a match. If you go by helmets, and as some commentators do, this guy will certainly confuse you. He's back on again for the start of the second half. It is James Egan to take a free from the 21-yard line. 3 points in the match, 2 minutes gone, second half. Carrigtwohill leading the Delanys here by 8 points to 5. This slightly, well, it's more than slightly, it's well left of centre, but it should be still straightforward for Egan. It is. First blood, Delanys second half. Last week, with very much a game of two halves. Delanys supreme first half. Carrigtwohill pretty much supreme in the second half. Today, well, it's a more even contest. Both teams, well, they realise this is their big chance. Southwest Junior Football final began at 4. It's half time, 12 points in the match, 6 to Tyke McCorrick's and 6 to the Mahonas at the break. JJ Barry for the first time for Carrigtwohill in the second half. Down it goes. Kevin Egan tidies up at centre back for Delanys. Up the left hand side of the field. That's Barry. Barry's gone into the corner now from where he got the goal last week at top of the left. And a clash with Niall Kidney again to George Healy, who's now at top of the right. Mark Nolan behind him, corner back there. Healy gets on the ball. Nolan on the ball. There to be one. Noel Furlong and John O'Driscoll run and chase it. Furlong kicks the ball away. Furlong to Jason Barrett. Jason Barrett, one look up while going a sole run, he says. Chases and runs away and gets the ball down the field from 70 yards out. Jason Barrett, the magnificent point for Carrigtwohill. Did the defensive work, combined well with Noel Furlong, ran forward about 25 yards, and another example of Jason Barrett as probably the real class act for Carrigtwohill.
Yes, he's the class act today, and he's one of the fellas that we're going to be looking forward to next year, and I would say he'll be on our short list, you know, to give it a chance in the Cork Seniors at the end of the year. A fabulous player, very, very strong, especially particularly off his left, which is it's a great trait to have in hurling. Most people expect you to hit off the right, but they've Delanys have brought John O'Driscoll out to midfield. Barry Egan has gone into corner forward, and I would say that there was a clash while ago with Mark McEnany, and I'll tell you, he's as strong a man as you could come across, because he hit shoulder to shoulder and he put his opposite man on the deck.
Mark McElhenney clash with Sean Barrett. Results sideline to Delanys. James Cooney takes it. Peach of a sideline cut. George Healy tries to get the touch. JJ Barry got there ahead of him, and back there again is Jason Barrett. Down the left hand side of the field. It's picked up by Delaney's man. It's Paul Finnegan. 56 yards out from goal. Shot is outside the range from Paul Finnegan. Carrigtwohill lost the kill, of course. The eventual champions by just 1 point last year. So on that line of form, they should be here, and they should be very close to winning this championship. Topping the list of intermediate title winners, the Glen and Cladove and Redmond with 7, Ballincollig on 5, but Carrigtwohill, they are sitting pretty on 4 as well. Delaney's hoping today that they can break the duck and win the championship today. Last week they went a long period without a score. Today a more even contest, 9-6 at the moment. That's the score. Delaney is trying to retaliate for that. Again, send the ball up the field. Noel Furlong gets to the wing back. Noel Furlong dropping the ball down. Shamie Collins and Sean O'Farrell will be there, standing nice and calm and cool and collected. Behind them is Ronan Foley. Got the ball, returned it, collected it, dropped it back up. Strong challenge by Mark McElhenney. Gets Sean Barrett out of the way. Got the ball forward, but Noel Furlong defending well at left corner back. Tried to kick the ball away, only into the path of John O'Driscoll. Free man left hand side of the field is Podger O'Connell. Shot by Podger O'Connell. A point for Delanys by Podger O'Connell. It's turning out to be a really good game of hurling now. Good scores at either end. The clouds, the skies, well, they've got a bit brighter. The rain has evaporated here. It is a better day now for playing than it was earlier on this morning, when it looked a really mucky morning, a traditional kind of winter morning to be playing the climax of an intermediate championship. But there's still a bit of heat around there. There's plenty of heat down there at the moment. 9 points to 7. It's a very even contest. Southeast, Kinsale 3 points. Ballygavin 1-3. That's 5 minutes into the second period. Mid-Cork all over. Congratulations, Kilnamartyr. First time winners. They did it in style with a late goal. They've beaten Granada by 2-10 to 1-9 in the Musgrave Junior Football Championship final. Here, game just about to resume. We had a bit of attention there for one of the Carrigtwohill players, so you missed none of the action. JJ Barry pucks the ball out. Sean Barrett back on his feet. He sends the ball down the field. There was a spectacular climb by Jason Barrett. The ball went beyond him to Paul Finnegan. He drilled the ball across far side of the field, where it is now picked up here by Podger O'Connell. O'Connell takes off on a sole run, gone towards the goal area, sends the ball dropping in around the house. It'll go inside to JJ Barry again, and JJ Barry thought about striking off his right, then put it back on the left, then sent it down the field again. Underneath it, the Carrigtwohill man was John Roach, but underneath it was James Cooney for Delanys. Up the sideline, very close to the sideline. Noel Furlong keeps it in play, 50 yards out from his own goal. James Egan came in there with a challenge, but the referee went right back, rewound the clock because Noel Gubbins is on the deck.
far side of the field, stoppage in play, attention from Noel Gubbins, and a comment from Kieran.
Yeah, I didn't see that incident, but he seems to be out cold. Previous to that, I think Delanys were arguing for a free-in because they felt that Mark O'Driscoll was fouled by Michael Barry. Mark O'Driscoll moved in now to full forward, and there's a huge Delaney following right up underneath, and then when their team were down just before half-time, you could hear that they were just encouraging, and it's great to see. You can hear the Delanys, the kids from the north side of Cork are really backing their team here today. They will probably, Delanys will be a small bit disappointed from their full forward line. They haven't scored. Any one of the three of them, George Healy, Mark McElhinney, he's out in the centre forward now, but when he was full forward he didn't score, and Mark O'Driscoll, so they'll be disappointed from that point of view. The opposite to that, Carrigtwohill will be happy with their forwards. 5 of the 6 forwards have scored. The only one that hasn't scored is Seamus Collins.
Gubbins is up on his feet again. Carrigtwohill, after 7.5 minutes of the second half, still lead the Delanys by 9 points to 7. It will be a clash ball where the referee blew the whistle. There was a 50-50 there, and Jason Barrett wants to be involved in everything from a Carrigtwohill point of view. In he goes again. John O'Driscoll gets the better of this one. Up to Barry Egan. Oh, it's a great touch by Barry Egan to get away from Michael Barry. Egan on the way to his goal. The hand pass inside. The scoring opportunity for Mark O'Driscoll. Shot. It's going to be a point rather than a goal. With a flash of lightning there in the shape of Barry Egan. Set up that opportunity. Mark O'Driscoll away from Michael Barry. Shot, point. 9 on the board. Carrigtwohill 8 to Delanys. There's belief in this Delanys challenge, and lesser teams certainly would not be here today, because lesser teams would have lost the Corsey Rovers in the semi-final of the championship. But these Delanys guys, made of stirring stuff, a proud tradition, a great hurling tradition, a great love of the game, and a great self-belief, and a great desire to win this championship. They're a point behind. Their captain is Declan Collins. He sprays the ball right hand side of the attack. It will be James Egan. It will be Noel Furlong on the ball as Egan stumbles. Furlong down the left hand side of the attack to Michael Fitzgerald. Paul Crowley in control there. Back up there to Egan. Here's James Egan now. Drills the ball up at some pace from left half back inside to the full forward line. Delaney's enjoying their best period of the game. JJ Barry steps out from goal, gets the ball, a bit of afters there as the ball came inside. A Delaney's man and a Carrigtwohill man still debating, still talking. It's Niall Kidley and Barry Egan. I looked one way, the other way the ball went out over the sideline. Sideline to Carrigtwohill on halfway. Derek Healy to take it for Carrigtwohill. 21 minutes still remaining in this contest. 39 gone on this day of days, and the championship programme so busy across the county this afternoon. We're keeping you right informed on Cork Sports Sunday. This is Derek Healy's sideline cut down to his captain. The powerful frame there of Sean O'Farrell is beaten by young Ronan Foley. Foley at cornerback for Delanys. Up it goes into John Roach's hand. Roach is only 30 yards out from goal, but he's 4 Delanys men surrounding him. Can he find a Carrigtwohill man? Yes, he can. It's Niall McCarthy. Niall has 4 Delanys men behind him. McCarthy goes for the score. Hastily struck, but he was under a great deal of pressure. Delanys are pumped up, Kieran, and they're reproducing the type of fire that we saw in the first half last week.
They are, and I think sometimes it's very good for a team to go in losing at half-time, because you know, and the coaches are going to say to them, listen lads, you know, you've nothing to lose, there's no pressure on you in the second half, and that's the way the Delanys have come out. Very interesting. I was talking earlier on about the young people down there for the Delanys are encouraging. There's 2 young girls below there, and they both have t-shirts on them with number 13. One of the girls over the number 13 is written the word George, and on the other one, the other girl has Healy. So I'd say that Georgia Healy's 2 daughters, and it's very interesting to see them, that they're cheering for their dad, and it's lovely to see the jerseys on their back.
Good spot, Kieran O'Driscoll. Substitute for Carrigtwohill. Shawnee Barry's in at cornerback. Niall Kidney has gone off limping. Niall McCarthy on the ball from the Delanys puck out. 40 yards out from goal. It must be a point. It is a point from Niall McCarthy. A 10th one for Carrigtwohill. 8 to the Delanys. 2 between them. Sean Barry not considered fit enough to start for Carrigtwohill, wearing unfamiliar number 17. He's in at cornerback. He played a lot of hurling at cornerback or in the full back line. He's shoulder to shoulder with his brother Michael there, who he feels well. Balroff taking the full back role. Shawnee used to enjoy playing in the half back line, but now he's a job to do back in the full back line. Niall Kidney lift off. It's 10 points to 8. This is Vincent O'Brien, the Delaney's goalkeeper, the son, trying to break through the leaden skies here on Páirc Cream this afternoon. John Roach and Declan Collins. Roach back in defence. Back he will give it to Sean Barrett. That blue helmet is gone. Ball go away from him to Barry Egan. Certainly no question about it. Sean Barry in to do a marking job on Barry Egan. Ball out over the sideline. Sideline cut to Carrigtwohill, 48 yards out from goal. Noel Governance, who was injured, but happily now fully recovered to take the sideline cut for the Carrigtwohill man. Delanys last week didn't score from the 20th minute in the first half to the 14th minute of the second half, but as I've said so often, it's much more even, it's much more level this afternoon, even though Carrigtwohill have led and have struck kind of from about the 10th or the 12th minute, look like they held the Aces up until half time, but very even in the second period, only 2 points between them. Sideline cut went out over the sideline, it will be another sideline to Delanys, to the number 9, to James Cooney to take it. That sun is eventually coming through, 70 yards out from goal. Delanys, well, what can they produce this afternoon? There's a substitute coming on the Delanys team straight away before you tell you what in fact they can produce. It is number 18, it is Conor Foley who's going to make his way in. Conor Foley is coming in and George Healy is going to go off now. Conor Foley, ever-present substitute for Delanys in recent games. Won a free last week. He's heavily bandaged in the right knee. Got 3 great points against Cossey Rovers. And at the same time, Paul McCarthy comes in for Carrigtwohill. And John Roach looks like the man is going to make way. Paul McCarthy's second appearance in this final. He was on as a temporary substitute a little early on in the contest. 20, what have we left? 18 minutes left in the contest. Game resumes at the sideline, cut to Delanys. Ball is fouled, John O'Driscoll. Driscoll hits it hastily and not successful. It is left, it is wide. From a Delaney's point of view, still 10 points there. It is full time at Avondale, that under 21 hurling final, and Ballyhay have romped to the title. 2-21 to Ballyhay, 6 points to kill. What you're with Cox Sports Sunday, 103 FM in the county, 102.6 in the city. What a day we have Sunday, October the 13th, will be remembered Sunday as one of the busiest Gaelic Games Sundays of the year 2002. It's turning out this way with lots of drama, lots of excitement, plenty more to come. Noel Fallon gets the ball from the Carrigtwohill puck out. Left-handed, he strikes the ball down the field. Sean O'Fall tries to get it into his hand. Behind him is Rory O'Mahony. O'Mahony has the ball on the ground. O'Fall fights back for it. It's on the ground. Cornerback pulls on it there. That's Ronan Foley. He's got it out. Odious Farrell, Seamus O'Farrell. Shot off his left by O'Farrell. Point for Carrigtwohill by Seamus O'Farrell. Now remember playing it wing forward, having traded places with Niall McCarthy midway through the first half. 11 points to 8. After 13 and a half minutes, and Carrigtwohill's reshaped forward line now, remember, featuring Paul McCarthy at right half forward, Niall McCarthy at centre forward, Shamey Fall at top of the left. Roach is off, as we said. McCarthy is on for Carrigtwohill. Ball will be Vincent O'Brien. Who holds the Aces now, Kieran?
Yeah, Carrigtwohill are coming back now with that last point, and it's very interesting that there's so little ball had gone up to Shawnee O'Farrell in front. I think it was the first time it went up in the second half, because Delanys really had dominated it. We expected, most of us expected to see that Carrigtwohill would probably take this game. It looked that way in the first half, but Delanys, fair play to them, came down. They were everybody's underdog at half time, and they came out and they really put it up to them. But at the same time, I would say the better hurlers on the day today seem to be Carrigtwohill.
Noel Fallon playing a lot of hurling at wing back, won that puck out, dropped it down to Michael Fitzgerald. 2 shot went into the side netting from the top of the left position, and the margin still is at 3 points here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. And Vincent O'Brien looking upfield now with the sun in his eyes. A bit of jeering, a bit of shouting coming in from the stands there as one of the Delanys players was on the ground. I think maybe he just lost his footing, maybe nothing too untoward between Noel Gubbins there and the number 10, Podger O'Connell. Puck out lands inside the Carrigtwohill half of the field, and Jason Barrett has the ball in the palm of the hand, gave it back to Michael Barry at fullback, who swiveled and turned and returned it down the field. The fullback came out, left the ball behind him. Rory O'Mahony ran back in again because the cornerback just mopped it up. Noel Fallon came into the attack. Again the ball is lost behind to Kevin Egan. Egan sends the ball up now inside to the full forward line. Again Michael Barry, good fullback play by Barry, down to the middle of the park again. Running across there for Delanys is the figure of James Cooney. Here's he coming, James Egan running inside. Egan with the shot off his left from 40 yards. Oh, that's a great point. This guy is a really good hurler, James Egan. Really classy scorer, made the score himself, took it with some conviction and with some style as well. 11-9 score coming in from the Premier Minor Football Final there in the second half. 6 minutes only gone there though. St. Nick's 1-7, Ballincollig 1-4. Early stages, second half. Here exactly 15 minutes remaining to decide who wins the Seamus Long Cup. Seamus O'Farrell gone back to centre forward. Niall McCarthy gone back to wing forward for Carrigtwohill. 11 points to 9, 20 points in the match. Halley a puck of a ball between them. Puck out since Delaney is on the attack again. The ball swinging up to Barry Egan. Now it's Sean Barry for company. Barry comes out. Egan comes out. Ball breaks behind the two of them. Noel Gubbins holding well at right half back. That's good competent play again by Gubbins. The number 5 down to the number 13, Shamey Collins. Batted away from him by Ronan Foley, the cornerback. Into the path maybe of Paul McCarthy. McCarthy out over the sideline. The linesman indicates the sideline will be in favour of the team that are on the attack. That's Carrigtwohill sending the ball there towards the Blackrock end. And in fact, it's Delanys. The flag I thought was going to Carrigtwohill initially. It will be Roland Foley to take it. The number 4 at cornerback for Delaney's team, seeking out their first championship success. Short sideline cut. Seamus Collins gets in the way. Roland Foley comes back again to try and retrieve matters for Delaney's. 5 or 6 players in there. Clash ball, certainly 30 yards out from goal. 15 in from the cover stand side of the field. Southeast again. In the Carrydown division, 1-5 to Ballygarvan, 1-3 to Kinsale. 17 minutes gone there. That's the Junior Football Championship Final 2002. The Junior Finals really accelerating at a rapid pace. Next Sunday, the East Cork Final. Coming up, we'll have news of the semi-final a little later on. This is a free out of defence though. Struck up the field by Kevin Egan. Low, maybe deliberately low across between James Egan and Noel Follock. Where is it going to go? Up to the man at top of the right over there. Picked up from the right-hand side of the field by the substitute. Conor Foley drilled in dangerously, but it goes beyond backs and forwards. Evaded both sets of players in there and went away beyond the post of JJ Barry. As a result, no damage done to the Carrigtwohill defence, and it will be JJ Barry again to start the match in the sunshine. One of the survivors from 94, the team that beat Barry Rowe here, of course, to win their 5th junior hurling title for Carrigtwohill 8 seasons ago. JJ Barry's puck out. Seamus Collins will hunt it for Carrigtwohill. He'll break to Paul McCarthy on the 21-yard line. Goal opportunity for Sean O'Farrell. The pass was overstruck inside, and the goalkeeper shepherded the ball out over the end line. And a puck out to Delaney's. A bit of daylight and a big chance, Kieran.
Yeah, that was the best chance. I think there was one in the first half that Seamus Collins could have got a goal, but that was probably even a better chance, because if Paul McCarthy had made contact at him with the pass to Sean O'Farrell, he'd have buried the ball and the game would have been over. But fair play for Delaney's. You know, they're still in this game. There's only 2 points in it, and they've come out in the second half against the wind, and after Carrigtwohill dominating most of the first half, they're performing very well, and they're very much in this game.
Long strike sent forward by James Cooney all the way in underneath the crossbar. Goalkeeper came out. Oh, vigilance shown in abundance by Sean Barry at cornerback to clear the ball out the field, but Declan Collins is on the ball. He gives the hand pass inside to Mark McElhinney, controls it, strikes it and scores for the Delanys. Mark McElhinney, after initially a very dangerous ball to deal with in around the house for JJ Barry, following the delivery by James Cooney. Delanys do get something out of the attack. They do get a point out of it. It's 11-10. Aaron's owner in the East Cork football final. They defeated Carrigtwohill by 7-9 points. They'll play Bride Rovers next Sunday. That match was on in Rathcormac this afternoon. This is JJ Barry. Now it's a sunsplash scene in Páirc Creeve. Batted down from the puck out over there by John O'Driscoll. Noel Follock trying to get a touch. O'Driscoll into it again. O'Driscoll chases Follock and Potton touch there by Noel Follock. Batted goes again to James Egan. Shot from the right hand side of the field, and the ladies are on level terms. Glorious couple of minutes for the ladies. Too quick for attacks. Nice combination play and good work again at the heart of it by John O'Driscoll.
Yeah, great work by John O'Driscoll. He's done very well since he went out in the middle of the field, and a lovely, he had the vision to see James Egan, and a beautiful point by James. John, will we have extra time again, or will we have another day?
We could be here next Sunday again, Kieran. Well, so say all of us. It is so entertaining. 22 points we've seen. They've both scored 11 apiece, and we've exactly 11 minutes remaining as Sean Barrett picks the ball up in the centre-back position. Left it behind him to James Cooney. He's having an influence now in the last few minutes in this contest. Up to Barry Egan. The effort is absolutely ferocious here. Ball on the ground. Clash ball, I would imagine. Have another score coming against the compromise rules. Australia have beaten Ireland, Croke Park, 65 points to 58. And in the Premier Minor Hurling Championship County Section semi-final, there's a mouthful for you. Big win for Valley Rovers, 5-9 to them, 1-1 to Newtown Chandrum. Clash ball here is taken over the sideline by James Cooney. Sideline to Carrigtwohill in the right half-back position. Jason Barrett to take it 52 yards out from the Carrigtwohill goal. There is such noise here in Páirc Creeve at the moment. I don't know if you can feel it in our effects microphone, but there is a crescendo of noise around the stadium, and I can tell you there's no more than 5,000 or 6,000 people in the ground, but it's a thrilling final, really contested with some ferocity. Noel Follock receives from Jason Barrett's sideline cut, drops the ball down from the midfield position. It drops just outside the semicircle. It's picked up by Michael Fitzgerald. He's the space, has he the awareness to put Carrigtwohill ahead? Well, he got the shot in, but he missed the opportunity. It's gone left and wide. Whoever wins this final in 9.5 minutes time will go absolutely ballistic, because they have fought so hard for this Seamus Long Cup. They've given every ounce of energy, Carrigtwohill and Delanys, and in all honesty, none of them deserve to lose. I say that with 10 minutes to go. It's another great final. This is Vincent O'Brien, now with the peak cap between James Egan and Noel Follock. Mark McElhinney picks up the ante, picks up the ball, takes the challenge to Carrigtwohill, runs at the defence, got the shot in from 35 yards out. JJ Barry comes out from goal. The ball has gone behind. Barry Egan has diverted it to the back of the net. Barry Egan is the man. The goal for Delanys. The spade walk by Mark McElhinney, and the touch from only a couple of yards out by Barry Egan. The touch of a master craftsman, the touch of a man that got a glorious goal last week, and the touch of Barry Egan puts Delanys ahead by 111 to 11 points. John O'Driscoll is back at centre-back for a moment. We'll talk to Kieran in a moment when the excitement dies down. But Delaney's now hulling with confidence. Ronan Foley is the substitute. Noel Folling is the wing-back for Carrigtwohill. There's a lot of hulling played over there on the left-hand side of the Carrigtwohill defence. There's Paul Finnegan into the line at right half-back for a moment. Drives it up the sideline. There's a race on for possession. Mark Nolan runs with Ronan Foley as the flag of the linesman's gone up. It has it because Foley has it. Oh, that's fantastic combination play between Egan and Foley. A shot from 30 yards out. It's right and it's wide. Kieran.
What a goal. You have to say, the big man came up, Mark McElhinney, and a beautiful high ball in. And if you see DJ Delaney's goal this year, to the replica of that, one-handed up like a tennis player, and he batted the ball. It came in off the right upright, down at the very low end of it. A fabulous goal by Barry Egan. And the Egan family have given so much to Delaney's. And I think if they have to win today, I think it's justice that Barry Egan is the man to get the goal.
Sean Barrett sends a dangerous delivery into the heart of Delaney's defence. Sean O'Fallon, Lyle McCarthy will battle for 30 yards out from goal. At the moment, they are playing like men-possessed Delaney's. Finnegan is playing fantastic stuff. Mark McElhinney broadens the shoulders, wins the ball at midfield, inside to Barry Egan. Mark O'Driscoll runs and chases to get there ahead of Michael Barry. Can he get the ball now? Mark Nolan is chasing him over there. This is Mark O'Driscoll, sent it across the face of the post. There was no Delaney's player inside there, only JJ Barry. 11 minutes, second half, Southwest final. 10 points apiece between McCorriggs and David O'Mahunas. So much happening today. You need to keep your eye on the ball. Delaney's hulling superbly. Finnegan, no one better than him at the moment. Inside to Ronan Foley and the full forward line. There is Michael Barry, Sean Barry, the substitute, the Carrigtwohill man. Mighty clearance down in the direction of another shot. That shot off foul. He's definitely held by Romeo Manny. There's a certain free in for Carrigtwohill on the edge of the semicircle. 111 to 11 points. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the permanent TSB Intermediate Hulling Championship final. A day of days in the Hullinghead football calendar. So much on, so much excitement. We promised you more drama in Páirc Creeve. We've given it to you courtesy of that run by McElhinney, that finish by Barry Egan, and now an opportunity for Michael Fitzgerald from this free. Carrigtwohill need to register a score. They showed their maturity last week. They showed no little class when the time was needed. They had the players to get the classy points in the end, like Seamus O'Farrell, but so too did Delaney's to give them the second opportunity. Now with under 6 minutes to go, Delaney's lead by goal. Fitzgerald takes the shot, takes the point for Carrigtwohill. I was talking actually during the week to Mark McElhinney's mother, and she said maybe they were a bit disappointed in Delaney's last week, that they didn't win the match, and maybe they were a little bit down on Monday and Tuesday. Well, I'm sure Mark McElhinney's mother, the rest of the family, will have been proud of the contribution of their son in setting up that goal and the finish by Barry Egan after Stray at his very best. 111 to 12 points. Puck out is taken by Vincent O'Brien on halfway land. It's won by Carrigtwohill man. It's Noel Gubbins. Gubbins runs and runs and runs. Behind him is Podger O'Connell. He fouls the Carrigtwohill man. There's a free into Delaney's. It's just to Carrigtwohill, I should say. It's just marginally inside the Delaney's half of the field. No better boy than Jason Barrett to take this one. This guy doesn't shirk responsibility. This guy is well capable of broadening the shoulders. When there's a job to be done, Barrett will do the job. He's doing it now. 10, what is it? What are we talking about? 22 yards in from the sideline, maybe. Just right of the right hand upright. Left-handed. Barrett sends the slitter in the air. It's high, but it drops outside the target. And Delaney's, well, will they ever be closer to winning a championship? 4.5 minutes remaining. The classic scenario. The 2 points advantage. There for Carrigtwohill to win it in dramatic fashion. There for Delaney's to make history, to complete the fairy tale story. They lead by 11 to 12 points, and their goalkeeper Vincent O'Brien now releases the ball. It's gone beyond Mark McElhinney. Noel Furlong, he's hit the ball an awful lot at left half back for Carrigtwohill. He'll hit it one more time. Paul Crowley is the corner back there. Looks around to Paul Finnegan. I've been impressed with this guy. He's hit a lot of ball at right half back in the second half. Up to Roland Foley, the substitute. To Conor Foley, the substitute. Conor Foley has it. He's fouled by the Carrigtwohill defence. And there's a free in. And James Egan, well, there was a pat in the back for the substitute as if he got a score there. It's given an opportunity for James Egan. And you know what, James Egan, this could be food and drink to James Egan, because when a guy can stick over a point to stay in the championship last week, you'd fancy him from a central angle. He obliges. It's a point. Can Carrigtwohill conjure up the magic one more time, Kieran? It's evident it's flowed a few times.
Yeah, nothing will surprise us yet in this game. It's a fabulous game of hurling, and for a replay, I've rarely seen two games that were as clean and played in such a sporting manner. I still wouldn't write off this game yet for any side. You know, it's so entertaining, and the effort that both sides are coming in. I would be quite happy to see extra time. I'm sure from a Delaney point of view, and I know that they have so many supporters now that they'll never get such a closer chance. And for a person like Pat O'Connell, I know Pat very well, and I've known him for years, and he'll talk nothing else but hurling, and for what he has put in as a player and as a coach for Delanys, I'd be very, very impressed and happy for him if they did win, but don't write off Carrigtwohill yet, John.
It's 112 to 12 points. Clash ball has resulted. Delanys have Adrian, have number 25 onto their team. He's Kevin Foley. Delanys have the ball down more importantly. Foley tries to get on the ball. Up the far side of the field to another Foley. That's Connor. There is the Carrigtwohill defence in the shape of Mark Nolan trying to defend. Delanys at the moment though, with purpose, with power, with persistence. They're holding onto the ball like their life depends on it, but they've held onto it too long, and it's a free out to Carrigtwohill, and it will be Shawnee Barry to strike it. He's about 32 yards out from goal, left-hand side of the field. That's his own goal, of course, so there's a long way to go to the Delaney's goal, but there's not a long way to go in this match. There's 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Sean Barry, the captain of the junior team, way back in 1994, the long delivery. McCarthy and O'Farrell, the big men underneath it now. It drops down. It's Finnegan. Is it that man that clears it again? It drops out the field, and it's gone in as a point for Carrigtwohill. Struck over the bar by Michael Fitzgerald. Michael Fitzgerald dropping it over the bar. It's another point for Carrigtwohill. 112 to 13 points, and there's a time in the match when you sense maybe the belief has just gone out of the crowd for a moment, and it's just that moment that the Carrigtwohill fans are a little bit deflated at the moment. They wonder, is that point enough? Michael Fitzgerald is at wing forward to finish this contest. Niall McCarthy is at full forward. Shawnee Farrell is at centre forward. Can Carrigtwohill produce something special? A goal would win it in the most dramatic fashion. Delaney's being roared on by their fans beneath us in the stand. Lead by 112 to 13 points. Two great teams have produced two great matches, but we'll only have one winner. Who will it be? Jason Barrett from the puck out sprays the ball to Shamie Collins in the corner. Collins and Ronan Foley together. Collins gets the ball away from Ronan Foley. He'll now have to meet another challenge of Dickie Collins. The shot goes in inside in the edge of the square. Niall McCarthy has it. Can he get the ball in the hand? He's grounded. The ball is on the ground. The ball has come out. The referee doesn't give an indication either way. Lets the game develop. And it's Finnegan again who clears it up the field. It's picked up in the middle of the park by the Delaney's man, James Egan. It's gone into another James. To McElhinney. McElhinney has it. 30 yards out from goal. The elaborate hand pass inside the back of Driscoll. This is a glorious move, and it's a glorious point by Delanys and Barry Egan. What composure under pressure. What awareness, and what a finish from a Delaney's point of view. Now that's absolutely magnificent to get a score like that. Of course, the puck out has gone down the field so quickly, but there'll be a stoppage because there's a Carrigtwohill man lying injured all the time down there. It's 113 to 13 points. Seamus O'Farrell was injured in that last incident, so there'll be a moment of breath, a moment to reflect, and a moment just to ponder for Delaney's and Carrigtwohill's fans and players. That was an amazing score, Kieran, under the circumstances of the last point.
Yes, and some lovely passing movements, and Mark McElhinney was again in the middle of it, and Barry Egan getting a beautiful point. I think Delaney's were very, very shrewd at half-time, moving Barry Egan from centre field into the full forward line position. He's got the goal and the point. You know, if they win this game, I think it's mainly due to that move, but it's also mainly due to their attitude, the way they came out in the second half. I'd say most of the people, even their own fervent supporters, would have felt that it wasn't their day at half-time, but they came out full of fire. They were playing against the wind, they were a goal down, and they really took this game to Carrigtwohill. Now Carrigtwohill, John, really they need a goal in the last minute, you know, to draw this game, and I'd say the chances of getting are going to be very slim, but in this game of hurling anything can happen.
You'll never ever know, Kieran, and you'll wonder why we're not describing any action. Quite simply, the Carrigtwohill man, I think he's maybe a bit of a head wound there, so he's been bandaged up on the small square at the moment. So there'll be a time, just one more time, maybe one attack, maybe a couple of attacks. I don't know. The puck out is the most likely scenario. There's two sitters around the park at the moment. The goalkeeper has one. Jason Barrett gets the other, and he just hacks it out over the end line to get the game in motion as fast as possible. It's on now. We're a minute and 20 seconds into additional time. Delanys lead by 113 to 13 points. On the ball is one of their subs. One of the three Foley's, Kevin Foley. He loses it to Jason Barrett. A goal or nothing now for Carrigtwohill. The delivery from halfway by Jason Barrett. It's a cream of a delivery in around the house. Battered down, great bat down by Ronan Foley. Out the field. Have Delanys lived this one? Have they seen it through? Kevin Egan thinks he might have cleared it. Noel Fallon goes in. Egan back again. He's time to solo, to look, to strike, and then to put Delanys on the attack into the hand of Noel Fallon. The quick dispatch to Jason Barrett on halfway. He jinks around. He turns around, skips down the field. But underneath it is John O'Driscoll. Used to be full forward. Right now almost a full back. Clears it from centre back out over the sideline. At sideline to Carrigtwohill. 50 yards out from their own goal. Delanys fans cannot bear to watch, to listen, to see what's developing in front of them. They just want to whistle. Carrigtwohill on the attack again from the sideline cut. The ball has gone down to the benches. Shamie Collins, Niall McCarthy is below there, but Delaney is imperious in defence at the moment. Nothing is passing Kevin Egan and Paul Finnegan. They've cleared the ball again. Carrigtwohill defend for all their what over there. Again with Mark Nolan at cornerback. Down it goes to left half forward. That's Michael Fitzgerald, but there's a foot out of the sideline. The ball is with it. There's a sideline to Delaney's. 50 yards out from their own goal, and though they can't bear to watch and realise and maybe imagine what's about to happen, I think it's probably safe to say now that the Delanys are about to be crowned champions. 32, almost 33 minutes gone. The emotion, Delanys stand huddled together, waiting to jump in the sky. Carrigtwohill stand maybe a little despondently, wondering what's going to happen. I see Willie John down there and Eddie O'Riordan. They're wondering as they're gone. The sideline cut came to nothing. There's a sideline to Carrigtwohill just on centre field. 33 minutes, 8 seconds gone, second half here. 1-13 to the Delanys, 13 points to Carrigtwohill. Jason Barrett needs to do a Tiger Woods with this one. He doesn't, but he gets it to Paul McCarthy. 50 yards out from goal. 3 Delaney's players there. One of them is missing McElhinney's son. That's Mark. The delivery by Mark isn't good. Jason Barrett has it again. He is fouled. There's a free in. Jason Barrett is standing on halfway. Somehow Jason Barrett, who's given everything for the Carrigtwohill cause, must conjure up a goal. He limps away. He leaves it to Michael Fitzgerald. Delanys have the whole of Dublin Hill back defending the house. Is that a good or a bad thing? Because the ball could go anywhere. Michael Fitzgerald lobs it in. To me, it's gone too far. It's gone over the bar. That's too far from a Carrigtwohill point of view. They needed a goal. 34 minutes gone. Delanys, well, they've waited and waited. They've been disappointed. They've lost to the champions in 93, 94, 95, 96 and 97. They lead by 113 to 14 points. Has the whistle gone? It has. It's all over. And for the first time ever, Delanys are county intermediate hurling champions. And what's the old saying? Everything comes to those who wait. And my goodness, how they've waited, how they've relished, how they've looked on, how they've been disappointed down through the days and the corridors of time. But in a sea of emotion, all that disappointment has been banished in the space of 1 hour here in Carrigtwohill on Sunday, October the 15th. You have to feel sorry for Carrigtwohill. They gave of their best, a Trojan effort. It's been a magnificent odyssey, this intermediate championship, a magnificent finale, and in the end, Kieran, we have magnificent champions in Delanys.
Oh yeah, what a final. And I think anyone that is interested in sports, no matter what club you come from right around the county, you have to today salute Delanys for their performance in the second half. And they were forever the bridesmaids. They had the bridesmaid tag. Now they've got married and nobody can ever again say Delanys are the bridesmaids. And they have players like the Egan brothers, you know, that they've given so much. John O'Driscoll played for Cork so well in the past, kept as fit as ever, and he was a star today. So was Mark McElhinney. They had players like their captain Declan Collins. Paul Finnegan had a fabulous game for them right throughout the field. Well, and when crunch games, the people on the sideline, the likes of Pat O'Connell, Jimmy and Eddie Sheehan, the people on the sideline, the moves they made in bringing Barry Egan in the corner forward, the move that they made in bringing John O'Driscoll out midfield. I think they deserve to win the game today. They had a free taker in James Egan. You know, they had players right throughout the field. Carrigtwohill put it up to them. It took 2 games to put them away. Carrigtwohill had one of the best players in the field today in Jason Barrett. But for team effort and for the old men that came good. We saw a 47-year-old playing in the first game today. We saw some old stars for the Delanys. I'm delighted for the Delanys. I'm delighted for hurling. I'm delighted for hurling in the north side of the city. I'm delighted for Pat O'Connell. Worthy winners, Delanys.
Yes, it's been an amazing day. Jason Barrett, as you mentioned, Kieran O'Driscoll, absolutely outstanding for Carrigtwohill. So many outstanding contributions as well for the Delanys. We'll see in a moment who's going to be man of the match. I know we're giving a couple of votes here and we won't reveal it until it's officially known, but I think, Kieran, there's a few guys you mentioned there and certainly they'll be top of the list, and surprisingly a few guys this week that have been mentioning that were also top of the list last week if there was an award going out.
Yes, you could give an award to so many players.
Yeah.
You had awarded to, like, for Carrigtwohill, they must be disappointed. They had, we'll say the likes of Niall McCarthy, they had, and the 2 Farrells, you know, that have been fabulous hurlers. But when push came to shove, you had right throughout the full back line played very well for the Delanys. Kevin Egan, not maybe as prominent, he was superb the last day. They had a great captain on the other side. And Paul Finnegan, he didn't give Niall McCarthy a ball. He did the same thing to Seamus Farrell when he was on him. James Cooney played right well throughout the field. I think their forward line, we were complaining at one stage that their full forward line hadn't scored, and right after we said it, Mark McElhinney and Mark O'Driscoll comes up and they score points. So Georgie Healy, I know he was taken off from Padraig O'Connell, Pat O'Connell's son, but they also performed to their best. And Georgie Healy, if they're his 2 daughters with the number 30s in their jersey, with George in one and Healy in the others, they must be proud of their dad. He was the oldest man in the field in this championship there today, and he has his medal at last, his county medal at last. I know Carrigtwohill will be disappointed, but they're a young side, you know, they were very impressive last year. Trevor Barrett's with him for the full year this year. They'll be back again next year. But worthy winners today, John, by Delanys. And I'm delighted for the team. And it says, Robert Bruce, can remember he was looking at the spider and he said, you know, was it ever going to climb to the top? And then he took credit, or he took the advice from that and what he saw. I think Delanys today, they've seen so many teams in the past that they were beaten final after final after final. And for any team out there, whether you're looking for a divisional title or whether you're looking for a county title, no, you won't be like Robert Bruce and look at the spider. You look at Delanys and see what they have done.
And right now, their team captain, Declan Collins, I saw in the pre-match interview on the programme that the biggest influence on his career was his father. I'm sure his father, mother, rest of the family, really proud at the moment. Declan Collins looked a little bit stunned, I can tell you, as he walked over to walk up the steps to receive the Seamus Long Memorial Cup. No Delanys man has ever done it in the past. Carrigtwohill have savoured it before. It's been a long time, but today is Delanys' day. And I'll leave you with this thought. Just remembering Kinsale in early summer, Kilbrittain beat Delanys by 7 points. Here in the semi-final against Coasties, Delanys were also down 7 points. And a week ago, well, you'd wonder here as well, during the course of today's match, if Delanys had lost their chance, and certainly coming up to half-time, today is a victory for persistence and for the commitment and for the spirit of Delanys. The man of the match, the permanent TSB man of the match, has been named as left half-back, and what a star he was. Delanys number 7, Paul Finnegan. But they're all stars in Delanys tonight. They are champions of the intermediate grade rugby for the first time ever. Michael Scanlon will savour the atmosphere in the dressing room a little later on, but for the moment it's back to you in the studio.
Club chairman of Oliver Plunkett's, his side victorious in the opening game of county final day at Carrigtwohill. That opening game, the county junior B hurling final, it was 7 points apiece at half time. Kilkenny had got off with a better start. They led by 5-0 after 10 minutes, but the men from West Cork had pulled it back to level terms by the half-time whistle, 7 apiece. Scores hard to come by in the second half. It was 9-8 in favour of Kilkenny, but by the time Kilkenny had got their next score, 32 minutes into the half, the men from Oliver Plunkett had stolen a march and they were 2 ahead. The final score 12-9, known enough Kilkenny, too little too late. Oliver Plunkett victorious, the county junior B hurling champions for the first time in the club's history, and for the 4th time ever, the other club taking the title to West Cork. They finished in the opening game of county final day at Carrigtwohill in a welter of excitement. Oliver Plunkett, North 11, Kilkenny, North 10, Light of Cannon for Cork Sports Sunday at County Junior B hurling final in Carrigtwohill. I'll be back to you shortly now with Ian. I'm going downstairs now to get Delanys. Okay, you can give that to Rory now.